Hey guys, in this video I just wanted to do a quick discussion about campground finances and the different costs and some of the factors that go in, because sometimes it's not super obvious that a more expensive place could be less expensive, and I'll explain what that means. So I've got today off. I'm out in the garage here, a little perspective here, where we trailer the car and some of our extra stuff. So Road is working today, so I decided to come outside and do this so I'm not disturbing her. But recently we moved from Pine Grove RV Park in Greenwood, Nebraska, right between Lincoln and Omaha, to the KOA campground in Gretna, which is basically the southwest edge of Omaha. And the main driver for that really was it's shorter distance to town. We do everything in Omaha. We do a lot of trips to Omaha. My treatments are in Omaha, runs to the pharmacy and stuff like that. And it takes about 15 minutes off each way on every single trip. So that was the driver. And with winter coming and us being here through the winter instead of getting to go south like we'd prefer, we want less time on winter roads, honestly. And so moving closer just made sense. So the math on that is, and we really love the folks at Pine Grove. A lot of the other guests there have become friends, and we know the new owners, and they're just great people, and truly we like being there. The KOA is largely proximity, but let me explain the math on it. So Pine Grove is $650 a month. If you're a long-term stay, you get a monthly rate, and then you pay for actual electricity use. They have meters. And then just to give you a quick math on that, the people that stay one night pay $53. So 53 times 30 would be over $1,500. That's where the long term, that's why our original plan from day one was to stay places for a month, because it brings down your daily rate. And you can see in this one example how true that is. So for people that need to move every 3 or 4 or 5 days every week, they're just going to simply pay more over the cost of the year for every single night of stay on the average. So the month is our sweet spot, because our plan is to see places and people, as we've said, and the month puts us in an area, except for the exception right now, it puts us in an area for a prolonged period where weekends we can get out and explore and drive down that daily cost. So Pine Grove, $650 a month plus electricity, and in the heat of summer, with the car and the house, it was $200 or $300 probably for electricity. Their charge at Pine Grove is 15 cents per kilowatt hour, and that rate is set by the power company. The campgrounds do not get to set their own rates. So I've heard this debated a lot of times, but the truth is multiple owners have told me they don't set their rates at all. The power company does that. So the KOA was $750 a month when we booked it. They raised it to $800 a month, so $150 more. But their power is 12 cents per kilowatt hour, which, easy math, 25% reduction in electric usage before you factor in driving less miles in and out of town. So it's pretty nice to get to the store and back, 10 minutes to the store versus, 25, 30 minutes to get to the nearest Walmart. And everything else we go to in town is just a shorter drive. So that's going to be less energy use for mileage and for that. So not only is it a reduction in the price per kilowatt hour for the house and the car, it is a less usage as we drive less miles everywhere we go. So then another factor, the T-Mobile and Verizon access at Pine Grove, where we were before, was average at best. Especially in the evenings, it got congested more. We had Starlink up for a chunk of the time, but we paused it, and we did okay without Starlink for the last week and a half there, just trying to get it onto the paused setting before we moved here. And then the KOA several years ago needed to either update their cable TV infrastructure or update their wireless and just rip and leave out the cable. So they chose to go with a really reliable wireless system, and it is, and ditch the cable TV option altogether. So their wireless here is very, very good. You can live on it, you can stream, all the users can do all the stuff, and even into the evening, no problem. On top of that, there is a T-Mobile cell phone tower I could probably walk to the edge of the campground, throw a rock, it might be a felony, but it's really close by. You can look out and see it, and there it is. So T-Mobile here, the speed is blinding fast. I tested Verizon, and they weren't quite as good. So we have the option now on our plans to pause the cellular plans, just like Starlink, which is an amazing thing. So between having Starlink paused and that Verizon plan paused, that's a savings of $270. And based on our electric usage at Pine Grove, just the number of kilowatt hours we use on average, because we'll be using electric to heat the house too as it gets cool out now, that should be saving us around $75 just on the house usage, not counting the car. No, that is the house and the car, 75, but that's before you count driving less miles. So almost a $350 savings. So that extra $150 in monthly coming to the KOA here in Gretna, because of the internet being different and better at this location, our cost savings more than offsets the increase in the monthly. So it's not always apparent, is what I'm trying to say, that $150 more here is going to cost you $150 more. In this case specifically, we're going to save several $100s a month, and more importantly, spend less times on winter roads when the weather does finally set in here in the Omaha area. So I just want to share some of that simple math that isn't apparent sometimes when you're booking where you want to stay, and things to consider like that. Now, the truth is, you cannot always know how the internet's going to work at the next location. You can look at some of the online speed tests that people share in RV Trip Wizard and things like that. But in this case, I had pre-knowledge of this and was planning for this to be true because I knew it to be true. So not always possible, but the more you know, the more you learn, the more you can leverage these types of financial truths and choose your location based on the total money picture, not just the monthly rate. As always, thanks for watching. If this is useful or even just entertaining in any way, please like and subscribe. That helps YouTube get our content in front of more people. And we're enjoying making these. I promise someday we will get Rode on the camera. Thanks again.